Hardies and Hardos, we are finally back. It was a wild week one in the NFL, to say the least. Spinny, quick, instant reactions. We're going to dive into it a little more, but instant reactions to week one.
Surprised.
Okay, a lot of surprises. Okay. Well, why don't we just hear from Jack? Because we got so much NFL to talk about this episode.
Let's get it.
Episode 121. Spinny, yes, we are that high. Let's start with some divisional outlooks, huh? We're just going to go through division by division, just talk generally what we think about the strength of the division, certain teams we think that can make the playoffs, teams that are kind of the bottom feeders of the division, so on and so forth. Just all general thoughts. Spinny, we might as well start with your very own NFC North. Obviously, that was one hell of a comeback for the Vikings. Packers kind of stomped all over the Lions. So, what are you thinking about the NFC North?
NFC North. I had two playoff teams in this division.
Okay,
Uh, I had a
I
big,
have three.
yeah, I had a big surprise going in, and I we obviously had a lot of life stuff happen, so we weren't able to get this out before week one. But and now this take looks good, and it looks like I faked it. But I am honest with you, Hardies and Hardos. I did not. I did not have the Lions in the playoffs in my predictions.
Wow. Vikings though, Homer.
Yes, Packers winning the
Okay.
division, Vikings in the playoffs as the second, as a wild card.
Okay. Now I have the three, so I included the Lions in it. Um, I did have them go 11-6. That first game has me a little worried now that they won't be able to hit that mark. Obviously, Bears. I think they could be flirting with the 7 seed for sure if they continue to make the improvements that they need to. I had them going 8-9, so just outside. I had the Vikings actually as the 7 seed in the playoffs as a 9-8 team, and I feel a lot better about that after seeing Week One, especially just the composure and the poise that JJ had going into that fourth quarter after nothing was going well for him that entire game. So I'm with you there. You obviously had the Packers win the division. Where amongst the rest of the NFC did you have them? Are they the top team, second, third?
I had the Packers as the 3 seed
Okay.
in the division. I think my number one seed, little surprising as well, but we'll get there as we go. I think, but as
So
far
give me the Lions no playoff case then before we switch divisions here.
well, okay, so going into the season, right? There's basically five teams that everyone was like guaranteed these teams make the playoffs: Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Philly, and the Lions. I felt like
Yes.
everyone had those teams as your consensus top five.
Yeah, I agree.
When I looked at this, I was like, one of those teams is going to have a team from hell season. And I just thought with the interior offensive line, which I thought was the main issue for Detroit, they couldn't push any. Detroit's been pushing people around in the trenches for 2 years. That's basically what they've done to be good, and they couldn't do anything against the Packers and a team that like I don't think their interior D line is that good now, minus Kenny Clark and all that stuff. But they were pushing them around like it was easy money. So that's my biggest case. Obviously, the offensive and defensive coordinator case is huge.
Yeah, for sure.
The passing game coordinator also left, went
Oh,
and
I
is
didn't know that. Yeah.
with the Jets with Aaron Glenn. So, and they also promoted within for both hires, which I think can have some issues for
Right.
sure instead of going out and getting the best candidate. Now, a lot of like national media has been harping on that a lot. I don't know if that was a huge factor in week one, obviously a factor, but the O-line situation is a big factor because their quarterback is as immobile as you get. And if you get pressure up the middle on Jared Goff, he
It's over. Yeah.
very quickly turns into a pumpkin. So I just worry about that long term this year for them.
Yeah, that's fair. Completely agree with that interior line. The rush game, as we saw, like you were alluding to, they were able to pound, just run dudes over these last couple of years. Mont and Gibbs had nowhere to go, ever. So if they can't establish that run game, that's huge for a quarterback like Jared Goff. He's got to get that play action established. So I can see that with the Lions. I didn't end up taking it that far, obviously, but week one was a little worry there for sure. Let's jump to the NFC South. I have one playoff team. One.
I have one playoff team as well, but my playoff team in this division I have is the number 1 seed in
I
the
knew you were doing it. You have the Bucks as the 1 seed, huh?
The Bucks are my 1 seed, yes.
Yeah, and all the top teams are kind of separated just by a game, or it was through tiebreaker eliminations. But the Bucks are my 3 seed, but they were right there in that mix too. I definitely considered them. I think Falcons. I just had going in season. I just had too much questions about Penix in his first year. Their defense still isn't that great, even though they have made improvements. He did show me a lot week one. I thought he looked good for his first ever start, but still questions. Like even after that, I still don't think they'll make the playoffs. Panthers and Saints are just terrible. Like the Saints
really
are maybe the worst team in the NFL. So
yeah. I just think a lot of beating up on their own division is why, and especially
facts, yeah.
Again, another situation where I look like I cheated, but getting a
they could
win,
go 6-0 in the division.
Getting a win against your hardest opponent in the division on the road in week one is huge.
Facts.
For that as well. I don't think that's the toughest divisional game they'll have this year, and they got to win in it. So I think that going forward is a good look for them. And Abuka is nasty. Like there was a lot of talk about it and a lot of whatever, but with the old line as solid as it has been, and we're looking at Evans and Godwin and Abuka, that's crazy. They're gonna be nasty.
Bucky Irving too.
Yeah. I mean, I just like that team a lot, and I like Liam Cohen as well, or not Liam Cohen. Who's their head coach? Is Liam Cohen?
Bowles, isn't it?
Bowles. Sorry, Cohen
is for your Jags, man.
All right. Messing up my take. He was the OC last year, but yeah.
One last South question. Bryce Young. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, look what he did at the end of the year last year. Like he's going to be an absolute dog this year." He's my guy from Alabama, but I'll admit I did not see that at all. I disagreed with everybody saying that. I was like, what are we talking about? You thought from 3 games that he played decent in, he's now all of a sudden a very competent quarterback and is going to lead teams in the NFL, or the playoffs. I mean, people were literally picking them as potential 7 seed in the playoffs, and I just don't see that at all. What did you think about all that, Bryce Young?
I saw it with Bryce Young, and listen, we've had so much in the NFL recently of when you go to a dumpster fire organization, it doesn't.
That's facts.
Fire situation, it really can affect how good you are long term. So I was always worried about him being in Carolina. I just don't have faith in them putting things together. But I did see a lot from Bryce Young at the end of last year that I liked. Now, I didn't see a single thing I liked from Bryce Young yesterday or on Sunday. Not a single thing.
Yeah.
No. It was one of his worst performances of his career. And given some bad performances he's had, that's saying something. So definitely not good looks on the Bryce Young train.
Okay. Let's move on to the NFC East. I have 2 playoff teams here. I almost put the Commanders out. I almost did it, but I just have a lot of faith in Jaden Daniels. So I still had him going 10-7 and making the playoffs as a wild card. I had the Eagles winning the division. They're still the superior team in the NFC in my eyes. Cowboys and Giants, I was not high on either of those teams, even though the Giants had some hype coming into the season. And I think that was quickly evaporated in that first game, just watching that Giants offense. The defense, the front 4 is obviously elite in the Giants, but that's about it. The Cowboys, though, I will say, they did look better in week 1 than I anticipated.
I was high on the Giants. I really wanted to have them in the playoffs. I do not. Eagles 2 seed, division winner, Commanders in the playoffs. But man, the Giants just need competent quarterback play.
Oh my
They
gosh.
really do. They really, that's all they need.
Russ was so bad, bro. That was unreal.
The Jackson Dart ticker got, if you know, like the doomsday clock, the Jackson
Yeah.
Dart clock got about 1 minute to midnight last night because,
Yeah,
or on
actually.
Sunday because it was unreal. The bad.
Well, did you see the
I,
report? I don't know if it's accurate, but Brian Daboll allegedly asked management, asked the front office if he could switch to Dart already. So I don't know if that report's real, but I saw that.
well, I know in his press conference after the game, he was very non-committal to who the starter is going to be. I think there's a chance potentially it's Jameis Winston as well.
Well, that's what
Um,
I'm thinking. Like Jameis at least will push it down the field a little bit. Like Russ
yeah.
just doesn't have it anymore, man.
Jameis can at least give Malik Neighbors the ball. Jameis is
Yeah.
going to drive Brian Daboll crazy though with the up and down and the interceptions and the risk like that.
Oh my God.
That
Yeah,
part of it.
true.
But Daboll's best success has been with Josh Allen, who I think is like the ultimate Jameis Winston, like
Right, right, right.
the best case scenario of Jameis Winston. So it's like I think there could be success with Daboll working with Jameis, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
I don't think Russ lasts more than another week unless he does something crazy this week.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he goes past week 2 as well. One Cowboys question quick, and we'll jump to the West. Oh, sorry. We'll jump to the West after this. Javonte Williams actually had a really good game. I had completely given up on that dude. He was so bad in Denver those last couple of years. What do you think of that? Was that just like just a good game? Is more of kind of like a fluke? Or you think he actually might be like a solid running back this year for them?
I don't think he's solid. I mean, like, I think he could be the 12th, the 15th best running back. I don't know where
Yeah.
you.
Okay, that's what I was thinking
I
too.
don't
Yeah.
think he's anything crazier than that. I also
Right.
think Philly's run defense without Jalen Carter is atrocious.
Way different. Yeah.
And so that was a factor in his success as well. Real quick on the Commanders, I have them in, case for not having them in. Oldest roster in the NFL.
Which is
Injuries,
crazy. That's
which is
crazy to me.
crazy. Injuries, I'm concerned about with them. And depth wise, obviously, they don't have a ton of it across the board roster wise. So
Right.
injuries could really derail Washington. But I mean, Jaden Daniels is very, very exceptional. So I just got to go with the guy.
For sure. NFC West. Let me look at my playoffs here. I actually ended up with only one team from the NFC West in the playoffs, but multiple in the hunt and lost out because of tiebreakers. I had the Rams winning the division. This is the team that I had in the playoffs.
I have the Rams winning the division as well. I have them in the playoffs. And I do have a second playoff team in this division. And I went with Seattle as my.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your
playoff.
frisky Cardinals.
No, I thought about the Cardinals, man, and I do like them. Their schedule too, like they got the Panthers next week. So Saints and Panthers to open the season. Then 2 divisional games, Niners, Seahawks. But then they go Texans, Colts. So 4 of their 6 first games are against 4 of the worst teams in the NFL. So I just like they have the Jags on their schedule. They have Houston on their schedule. Looks beatable now.
Yeah, NFC or AFC South, yeah.
They have Atlanta on their schedule. Very beatable.
Do they play the Titans too?
Yes, and they play the Titans as well. So like that, if you just include Saints, Panthers, Titans, Colts, so that's 4. They get the Jags at home, Falcons. That's 6 games right there that I think are exceedingly winnable by that. And then if you can just split your division, go 3-3 in your division, that's 9 wins. So I just like their schedule, but I couldn't quite do it. And I have faith in Seattle's roster. I think Seattle's roster is really good, top to bottom.
I just couldn't get there with the Cardinals because every year they just seem to burn me, no matter what. So I just refused to do that. I had the Vikings in as the 7th seed, 9-8, but I had the Niners and Seahawks also going 9-8 too. So what do you think about the Niners? Obviously, they're kind of like the Commanders, very top heavy. One injury to CMC away from being not good. I know Purdy has a chance to miss week 2 apparently now already. Kittle's out for weeks. He's on the IR. So this could be another season from hell for them like we saw last year. But I just think if they're all healthy and playing, they're still talented enough to be in the mix.
Agreed.
Seahawks. So you have Seahawks in, right?
Seahawks in.
Okay. Let's go through
Wild
our
card teams. Yeah. Wild card teams in the NFC for me are Minnesota, Washington, and Seattle. Division winners, Rams, Bucks, Packers, Philly.
with the Bucks winning the NFC and getting the home field.
Yeah, Bucks are the 1 seed.
Okay. I had them as the 2 seed after they got the man Micah Parsons. I actually have them as the 1 seed. The Packers as the 1 seed. Same record as the Eagles though. Just through tiebreaker, they get the 1 seed. 12-5. I have them both going. Packers, Eagles. Then I have Bucks right behind them at 11-6. Rams, and then wild card Lions, Commanders, Vikings. And like I said, I'm already a little worried about that Lions pick for sure.
Yeah.
AFC. I know it is. AFC, Spinny. We'll start in the North. I have 2 playoff teams, and the Ravens are my 1 seed.
I have 2 playoff teams as well. The Ravens are the 2 seed for me.
Okay.
This was the hardest division to pick between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
I know, bro. It's so hard.
This was so hard for me.
Who is it? Who'd you give it to?
I went with Pittsburgh.
You did? Okay.
I left.
I feel like that might be a safer pick, actually. Honestly,
I left Cincinnati out of the playoffs. I kind of regret that after week 1, given the fact that they actually won that game when they played like absolute dog water.
They actually won an early season game when they played like shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
So Cincinnati's probably going to be my worst take of the year, I think. But Ravens 2 seed, Pittsburgh in the wild card.
Okay. I have the Bengals going 10-7, wild card team for me. Steelers 8-9, and I know I'm going to regret that because Tomlin's the king of at least going 9-8. So
yeah, I just like
obviously
Rodgers is better than freaking anyone the Steelers have went 9-8 with in the last 4 years. I don't think he's great. I think
you're not wrong. Yeah,
less mobile than Jared Goff now. He's a walking statue, but Rodgers is very good. Like, if Rodgers can game manage, the Steelers will win 10 games. And Rodgers might be the top tier of all top tier game managers. If Rodgers plays like Alex Smith, like I think Rodgers can play like Alex.
Right.
And I think if that's the case, the Steelers can make the playoffs.
My case was more, I think as the season progresses, you'll see him start to struggle more as teams get more and more film on them and their offense. I saw a stat that 3 of his 4 touchdowns were on play action, which that was the most in a game he's had since 2016, which I find crazy. But I think that's going to just change throughout the season. But again, like I said, 8-9 for a Mike Tomlin-led team, I definitely don't feel comfortable with that prediction.
I was kind
Browns
of
obviously laughing stock of the league. Go ahead. What did you say?
I was kind of nervous about the Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers pairing. But again,
that's true, yeah.
I feel like Rodgers is embracing his inner Kirk Cousins, his inner Alex Smith, his inner like run game, play action, get me open stuff. Let me dump it down to DK and get him in space. And like, he just seems in a mindset like I'm going to make everybody on this team better and not be the star, which if he's bought into that, man, I think they're going to be nasty.
Yeah, that's fair. I was a little confused. Obviously, his role probably just expands as season goes on, but Caleb Johnson, rookie running back, got 1 touch in that game. That was kind of surprising to me.
Word is he's just not been good enough to get on the field.
All right. That'll do it. You don't beat out your vets, Warren and Gainwell in practice, you're not going to get on the field. It's that simple. Yeah. Browns laughing stock of the league. Do you think you'll see Shedeur Sanders start at some point this season?
Gosh,
even if it's just for one game.
I freaking hope so. I mean,
he deserves to at least start a game. Come on.
I just don't get. No, I do. Like you have to. you have to give your team a chance to win at the beginning of the year, and I think that's what Flacco is. But like, just looking at the Browns' schedule, right? Like, we got Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers.
Yeah, good
That's
luck.
their next four. So like, if they're walking out of that 0-4, 0-5, I just don't see why Gabriel or Shador wouldn't be the guy then going forward. There's just no point at that point.
Right, I agree. If anything, like if you're so like if their management's stuck on them, why not give them both a chance, right? Like if your season's already over, you could even start both of them a couple games just to see. I don't know. AFC South, Spinny. I have one playoff team. How many do you have? Don't say two.
I have one playoff team,
And it's the Jags. I know you picked them to win the division, didn't you?
and it is the Jags.
I
The
knew it. This
Jags
guy will. This guy
winning
never
the
gives up on the Jags.
AFC South. The Jags.
So I have
Okay,
Texans go 10-7 and win. Jags right behind them at 8-9. I did have the Colts go 6-11, which they might actually be better than that this year after we saw from week one. But that might also just be more of how bad the Dolphins are. I don't know. That's a to be determined. But give me the Jags case then.
my Jags case is a little bit more of an anti-Houston case. When's the last
That's
time
totally
we've
fair.
seen CJ Stroud and their offense look good? Because it's
Yeah,
been a hot minute. It's
they were
been like
so
10
ass
games.
on Sunday. Yeah,
And they were terrible at the end of last year. The playoff
yeah.
game, terrible. The last like 6 to 8 games of the season, CJ Stroud was not a top 10 quarterback, and their offense looked bad. So it's just kind of like D'Amico does a good job with the defense. They have a good pass rush. Their secondary is awesome. I don't have faith in the offense. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jags,
Their O line is also atrocious.
yes, agreed. Jags have a fairly easy schedule, and obviously Titans and Colts multiple times. They have the Jets at home, Seahawks at home, traveling all the way across the country. I just like schedule wise, and it's put up or shut up for Trevor Lawrence this year. Like it's either make the
Yes, it
playoff,
is.
like either have a winning record or like I'm putting him more in the Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones type area going forward. I don't think if he isn't shown it this year, he can have anything more.
So
ETN's look good. I thought he was going to look good. Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter combo is good weapons wise, and their O
yeah,
line should be better than last year. So that
and a new offensive coach, Liam Cohen, in the door.
who obviously led the Bucks to a top 5 offense last year.
Right. Yeah, I can see the vision for sure. Obviously, my question is just centered around Lawrence. I don't know if he's able to get it done, but it sounds like to you, this is your last year that you have faith in the Jags, unless they show it to you, huh? Are you finally giving up on them if they don't make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I think I might have to sell my Jag stock, unfortunately,
Okay.
if they don't.
Okay. Okay. Before we jump
Quick,
to the East, go ahead.
I just was going to quick touch on Tennessee. I thought
That's
Cam
what I was
Ward.
gonna say.
I thought Cam Ward had some moments where I was like, okay, I can see that. I also think there was a lot of Caleb Williams moments, like why are you throwing this 3-yard pass as physically hard as you can throw it? That was a
Yeah.
little like WTF's going on. But my biggest thing for them is Brian Callahan is atrocious, and
He's so bad, man.
I didn't like the hire at the time. He looked horrible in the game. Multiple game management decisions that were like, what in the are you doing? Play
That might
calling.
be the worst coaching staff in the NFL. It really might be.
Oh, yeah, it's
Because
really, really bad.
I'm taking Stefanski and Cleveland over them. I'm taking Kellen Moore with the Saints over that. Like Kellen Moore at least has been shown to produce offenses. Yes, he had way more elite weapons, but Callahan, man,
You taking my homie Mike McDaniel over him right now? That's
oh God, I don't know actually. You might have stumped me there.
I still got faith in my guy. I really do, but it's not looking good right now.
All right, well, if we're talking Mike McDaniel, let's jump to the East. I have one playoff team. It is your Bills.
If you
Tied
have more
record.
than one playoff team in this division, I question your thinking. But
I did have the Patriots in the hunt, and now I regret that after watching Week 1. But I just had some
yeah.
Drake May faith, you know,
All right.
and Mike Vrabel in the door. They're going to be way
Yeah.
better coached. That was kind of my thought process. You get a home run hitter in Travion Henderson. You get Diggs and some other more reliable receivers. I don't know. That was just kind of my thought process. But I did ultimately leave them out. Bills are my 2 seed, but they have the same record as the Ravens. So I think they're right there at the top of the AFC. Jets and Dolphins. I had the Dolphins as the going into the season as the second worst team in the AFC, and I looks like I might be right with that. I had them going 5-12.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel's definitely best odds to get fired, and they just look like they don't believe
So
in him.
what? So you've established that you're kind of a Mike McDaniel guy on this pod. What do you think is the real issue with them? Do you think their team just lacks a lot of skilled players? Do you think it is actually Mike McDaniel's fault? Do you think it's Tua's health? Like, is it a mix of everything?
I don't think the team is built well, especially defensively. I think if Tua
Yeah,
is your quarterback, you can't have an O line that bad. That's just
facts.
like not a thing you can do. I think Tyreek Hill, they F that one up. Like, how do you not make the man a captain? Like, you either trade him or you make him a captain. He's the only guy in the whole league that is the best player on their team or on their side of the ball and isn't a captain. Like
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy behavior. It's just so it just shows me top to bottom that we're just a passive aggressive organization that's just not making things happen. Like it just shows mismanagement to me. And Chris Greer is awful as a GM. He has made bad move after bad move after bad move.
Not
And
to
that's
mention whatever their owner's name is. He is a terrible owner too. This is what we've seen with the Dolphins year after year. It's just terrible management.
yeah, and my Mike McDaniel take is he's a smart, great offensive guy. I don't know if he's a culture creator necessarily, and that's where I think you have to go to a stable organization with stable ownership and a stable GM. And if that was the case, he'd be able to be successful. I just don't know if he's got the personality to be that as the head
Is
coach.
Do you think he kind of compares to like a Josh McDaniel who would be better as an OC, but just like you said, can't really establish that culture, and so is not necessarily able to translate all of their skills and knowledge to the head coaching position?
Maybe, but I also would like to see Mike McDaniel in a stable ownership and GM situation and
Yeah,
see if
that's fair.
that's different. That's
Right.
I feel like this is just a bad fit overall.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
fair.
also a bias towards Mike McDaniel, one of my favorite
Yeah,
head coaches in the league. So
Jets. Before we move to the AFC West, Jets looked a lot better in Week 1 than I anticipated. That's for damn sure. They're able to establish the run game like that. I think they could be frisky just in terms of like keeping games competitive. I still have them going 7-10, so still like couple not still 2-3 games out of playoff race. But I think they can compete in most of their games, if I'm going to be honest. Now, obviously, week 2 here is the biggest test, right? Let's see how they look against a team like the Bills.
got to give credit to Tanner Ingstrand. Sorry, I can't pronounce the man's name. He's the OC. Brought over was the passing game coordinator with the Lions. Justin Fields looked good, and
He did
Justin
actually.
Fields was scrambling to pass, which is
Yeah,
we've never seen from him
yeah, that
before.
was mind blowing.
So I got to give credit there. And I think their defense will be better and their offense will probably be slightly worse. But it'll be interesting to see what the development of Justin Fields looks like throughout a whole season.
Yeah, good point.
Bills, tough
AFC
team, but
West.
also a very scoreable on secondary. So if we see
Yeah, that's true.
Justin Fields playing like he did last week, I feel like they could compete.
Okay. AFC West. Spinny had 3 teams to make the playoffs. I'll just come out and say it right now. I think this
I
is
do
a
as
very,
well.
very competitive division.
And I don't think we're going to have the same three. I
I
really
think
don't.
I really think you had to have your Raiders in there, didn't you? I
I
know you
did.
did.
I did. I did have
I
the
knew it.
Raiders in there.
So you
Kansas
left
City
the
wins the
Chargers out?
division. Kansas City wins the division. I think it's crazy that people are picking other teams to win the division. Um,
Yep.
and the Raiders are in, and the Chargers are in. I left
The
the Broncos.
You are zagging from the Broncos. Okay. Woo.
I'm gonna give you
Shit,
my
Spinny.
take
I didn't
really.
see that coming.
You did not see that coming.
No,
There's
I
too
didn't.
much good. There was too much good out of Denver. Everything was good.
Okay.
Every single
Yeah, you
person,
have to
every
zag.
single report, every single
Right.
thing, every national media person. Denver, 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 Denver. It felt car salesman-y to me. Felt like everyone was selling me on something, and there's got to be a reason why every single person thinks this, and I don't like
Oh
it.
man.
So
I just didn't see that coming.
I am
So
going with
regression from Bo
Chiefs.
Nix has
Regression
got to be
from Bo
coming then.
Nix. And I think that's what it is because the defense is going to be good. The defense is going to be good.
Right.
Like there's no ifs, ands, buts, changes. There's just too much talent across that board. But regression from Bo Nix, I still don't like their skill players. And RJ Harvey looks like he's not ready. So
He's
if
not.
that's
He's
if
not.
that's the case, and I'm sorry, but I'm expecting a J.K. Dobbins injury, and then I'm really worried about who is running the ball and how they are creating offense. Because if they can't run the ball and create play action, their skill position players are not good enough to get open. And Bo Nix looked terrible in week 1. I did not expect that
Against the
of
Titans,
a
bro, at
performance.
home.
So we'll see
Titans
if
at
that was a
home to
week
look
1
that bad.
overreaction or not. But I had to zag when everyone else was zigging a little bit on Denver.
Yeah. I feel it. I feel it. I had the Chiefs win the division. I'm totally with you, man. Quit saying this shit about the Chiefs, man. It's so annoying to me. I just don't understand why people just continue to hate on them every year, and they still prove people wrong every year, and yet we just have this endless cycle. Now, obviously, winning the division means you have to win your divisional games, right? So losing to the Chargers, that did stink it up a little bit week 1. Still plenty of season left. I think they'll bounce back. I'm not really worried. I did have the Broncos, and then the Chargers slide in there at the end.
So no Raiders for you, huh?
Raiders, I had going 8-9, just outside of the playoffs. My 7th seed was 9-8, so they're kind of in that Jags window to me where I could see them make the playoffs, but I just couldn't quite get there.
I feel
Because I
that.
mean, look, think about it, right? Like you go from Aiden O'Connell to Geno Smith. People say what they want about Geno Smith. That is a huge upgrade. Like that's a massive upgrade.
The
And
Geno
whoever the
Smith hate to me is unreal, but keep going. Sorry.
well, Genty too. Going, I know he didn't play that well, but whoever the hell they had running the ball last year to Genty, like these are some good upgrades here. And then the coach. You get some real good coaching in there from Pete Carroll too. I just think a lot of that is a recipe for success to have. I mean, we always see a team with the new coach have the coaching bump, right? And make the playoffs. So that's why I had them near the playoffs. I just couldn't quite get there. What about Gino?
Geno gets hated on for no reason a lot, I feel
No
like.
reason, man.
Because this week really showed me a lot too. Like, man stood in the pocket and got hammered over and
Yep.
over and completed pass over and over. Well, he
He is
was
a tough ass dude.
lit up. And Genty couldn't get fucking a yard per carry to save his damn life. I mean, I
Right.
think man finished like 2.1 a carry. Pretty awful, you know. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's only going to get better. I think Geno is solid. And I like their weapons. I like Bowers and Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers looked good in week 1. There's a lot to like for me with the Raiders roster. And then, like you said, the Pete Carroll upgrade I feel like is huge.
Chargers, I do have them in the playoffs, but I still think it's going to be just a classic Chargers year where they're just going to get bounced first round of playoffs. And I just don't know if Herbert's ready to take that next step. He should be. He's been in the league for like 6 years, right? But with how good the top of the AFC is, I don't see anything else out of the Chargers. Do you? Other than just getting in the playoffs and getting killed right away?
Maybe not, but I will say, look up sometime. I've brought this up on the pod before, but the Peyton Manning and Justin Herbert career arc comparison.
Oh
Give
God!
that,
If it's
give
the
that,
same, I'm gonna be pissed.
give that a quick look. This was Peyton's year that he really turned it around, won a playoff game, made the AFC Championship after consistently either not making the playoffs or getting destroyed in the first round. So,
Okay.
just
My only slight defense to that. How many times did Peyton Manning lose to the best player of all time in Tom Brady?
and Justin Herbert's in the same division as
Division for sure, but didn't they lose to like the Texans or whoever the hell it was last year?
I
I
mean
don't even remember at this point.
that game wasn't good, but I don't think it was the Texans. But anyway,
Yeah, whatever.
I have faith in Jim. I have faith in Jim. I think he's
He is a great coach. Yes.
So that's part of it as well. I think Sean Payton, man, this is going to be blasphemy maybe, but I think Sean Payton's the worst coach in his division. And that's
Isn't that absurd to think about? Because you might be right. Yeah. That's actually crazy to think about. He might be
Harbaugh, Payton, Reed, and Carroll is crazy. Crazy.
That is crazy. So AFC Spinny, I had Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Chargers, my 7 seeds.
Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Jacksonville, and then the Chargers, the Raiders, and Pittsburgh as my wild cards.
Okay. Playoff prediction, Spinny. I'm doing this. You might not like this. NFC Championship. I have the Buccaneers beating the Packers. I have the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
In the NFC Championship game, have Green Bay beating the Commanders.
Commanders back-to-back trips? Okay.
Commanders back-to-back trips.
The Packers, bro? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I almost did it too, but I was like, nah, I can't do it because it's the Packers. AFC, this is where I think you're really going to hate me, but I'm doing it. I am doing it. Ravens over the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I have Ravens versus Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. He just shakes his head.
This is not literal, but I would eat shit live on the pod if the Ravens beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. Like, honestly, I would. That's the point that we're fucking at with that. That's a crazy take, Bus.
And let's go, baby. Come on, man. They just are loaded. I just have faith in the squad, man. They're going to get it done. After I watched them blow a 15-point lead in 4 minutes, I would say that. Give it to me then if you're going to pick the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl again. Come on. I want to hear it.
I have an equally crazy take. But I just Brady beat Manning a lot. But in the playoffs, eventually Manning got him. You can only be that good for so long and not get somebody.
So the Bills.
0-4 Josh Allen is against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
I knew it.
But I have Bills over Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
So you have Bills Packers. I have Ravens Bucks. I have the Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year. That is my prediction.
And I'm going to take the Bills. Bills over
the Bills. See, that's pretty much where I was at too. Is I was going to choose the Ravens or the Bills to win the Super Bowl. I had the Ravens with the home field advantage, so that was kind of my thought process because the Chiefs in my bracket would have to play the Bills in the second round. So that's why ultimately I went to the Ravens because
It's hard because I'm betting on Allen finally getting it done, and there's just no way you can lose to a guy 5 times. But I'm telling you what, right now, if I had this might be insensitive, but whatever, in the gun to your head situation, in the life or death on the line situation, I probably would put my life in the hands of the Chiefs. If I had to bet money, it'd probably be on the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
I know, man. Trust me. I don't feel good picking anybody over the Chiefs. I don't. But
So,
I just kind of did the logic you had with Allen too. Is like Lamar is so freaking good, man. Like he's got to get it done some point. Like I just don't get how him and Allen don't get it done.
but Lamar, to me, it's more of a team issue. I don't like John Harbaugh's. I think he gets too conservative in the playoffs. I think they get
Facts.
tight.
He does. He does.
I think it's more of a organizational thing with Baltimore and more of just a Josh Allen thing with Buffalo. So Buffalo finally gets it done, and they make the Vikings really the biggest chokers in the history of professional
Hey,
football.
I'll tell you what. If the Buffalo Bills can win the Super Bowl, that means the Minnesota Vikings can win a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
I'd be here for it. I would be here for it. All right, Spinny. Let's jump to award predictions. Start with the big one. MVP. I have the man himself. You were just hyping up. Repeating Josh Allen back-to-back MVPs is my take.
This is a hard one for me because I wanted to take Allen, but we're gonna have a little fun with this one. I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley. Breaks
Holy moly!
the running back drought, and wins
I didn't see
MVP.
that coming.
So I went
Wow.
Saquon.
Okay. So
Little
OPOY,
zag.
yeah, that's a big zag spin. OPOY, I don't know what route you're going to go then if you got a running back win an MVP. I went Jamar Chase. I think he finally gets it done. He had the Triple Crown last year, but obviously was outshined by Henry and Saquon both. So I'm giving it to Jamar Chase this year.
OPOY for me is Baker Mayfield. I think Baker
Let's
Mayfield
go.
is going
That's
to
beast.
put up some crazy offensive numbers and get that
You
award.
had him as the 1 seed, so.
Yep. Baker Mayfield.
If they are the 1 seed, he will be flirting with these awards, 100%. DPOY, Spinny, I hate to do it.
We have the
I
same
hate
person.
to do it, man. Micah Parsons.
I know we do. Yeah, Micah Parsons. For sure.
I hated that so much. I hated doing it, but I have said this probably 2 years in a row on the pod that I'm picking Mike Parsons until he wins it because he's that freaking good. So, like, I'm just taking him because he is that damn good.
Also, the impact he had in like 32 snaps this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That interception was literally him.
Right.
Crazy.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going Ashton Genty.
Genty?
Yeah.
Emeka Egbuka for me. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I couldn't see it. I just couldn't get anyone other than Abdul Carter.
Really? This one
so
was
you
a hard
do. Who was it?
Too. No, I picked Abdul Carter. I think he's too good to not win the award. I think he's plus 350 right now to win. Yeah. I mean, Jalen Walker, Mikael Williams. I can't remember this man's name.
Yeah.
Also, I think up there, but yeah, I would have a hard time with it not being Abdul Carter.
Comeback Player of the Year. Obviously, this one is very limited in options. I'm going Aiden Hutchinson. He had a massive first couple games last year. I think he could really pile on the sacks if he stays healthy all season.
Aiden Hutchinson, huh? That is an interesting one. Is there anybody else that went through your mind when you were picking this award? Just curious.
Honestly, not really. There's probably an obvious name I'm forgetting, though.
Well, my name is going to be a little bit along the same lines. I went with Dak Prescott for this award.
Okay.
I think
that's right, yeah.
Similar thing. Odds right now, top 5, CMC, Dak, Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah, CMC, duh.
Trevor Lawrence, and J.J. McCarthy. top 5 odds currently for comeback player of the
Oh,
year.
I suppose JJ could win it. Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like I didn't even think of JJ when I was thinking of that though.
Also, a guy JJ I considered for offensive rookie of the year as well because he is allowed to win that award as well.
Yes, he is. Coach of the year, I gave it to the 1 seed in the NFC for me, which is the Packers. Matt LaFleur, Coach of the Year.
Matt LaFleur, same for me.
You did too?
Yeah.
Damn it! I hate this love we're giving to the Packers, bro. This is disgusting. Makes me want to
Thought
puke
about
even just
thought
saying
about
that.
Mike McDonald in Seattle. I think that
Yep,
could
I gave
be
him some thought.
a potential one, as well as whatever AFC West team that's not Kansas City is in the playoffs. Like I feel like Carroll, Peyton, and Harbaugh, whatever team you have of them, I think one of them has the big potential to win as well.
I do think like some new coaches too. Like if you actually are right on the Jags, like I think Liam Cohen would be in the mix then. You know,
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, same concept. New coach, bring your team to the playoffs. That was not in the playoffs last year. Mike Vrabel, if the Patriots figure it out and are good. Like I thought about those guys too, but I had to go Matt LaFleur. All right, Spinny. This is a very fun part of the episode to me, at least, and that is Week 1 overreactions. Okay, so we're just gonna simply say something. I'm gonna say a statement. I'm gonna ask you if it's an overreaction or not. We will debate. And I think I know your answer for this first one already. One or more of these teams won't make the playoffs. Lions, Chiefs, Texans.
Not an overreaction. I mean, I had 2 of those teams not in the playoffs, but I think again, I talked about earlier those 5 teams we thought could make the playoffs and who is the most likely to have the year from hell. I mean, Kansas City and the Lions would be the top 2 odds for that right now currently.
Yeah. And for me, obviously, I said it's an overreaction because I have all of them in the playoffs. So makes sense.
Jackson Dart will be the Giants' starting quarterback by week 3.
Not an overreaction. What I saw from Russell Wilson in week 1 was atrocious. That dude he's just not a starting quarterback anymore. It's just plain and simple. Like give the rookie a chance to grow and learn. I think that's the best route for them. I really do. I had that on there. My statement was Giants need to bench Russ immediately was my statement. Okay. Bills will win home field advantage in the AFC after beating the Ravens in week 1.
Not an overreaction. Division's super easy. Like in comparison to the other AFC divisions, I think they have the easiest one. I mean, the South probably is easier, but I think they're way easier than the North and West where the Chiefs and Ravens reside. So I don't think that's an overreaction at all.
Yeah, I agree. I said not an overreaction because they're so close. They're both going to have elite records. This one game could be the tiebreaker. You know what I mean? So
Daniel Jones will be a Pro Bowler.
I have to go with the track record, which suggests that is an overreaction. Okay, I need to see more of this. He was playing the Dolphins. Okay, I need to see it versus some good teams. The way he played in week 1, though, he could make it if he keeps playing like that for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction, but
Yeah.
I like what I saw. Steichen likes quarterbacks like Jones. He's mobile. He made the receivers in Indy look better than they've looked in 2 years. Like I saw a lot of good stuff. Again, it's Miami, so we'll see. But
Eagles, or not Eagles, sorry. Packers are the best team in the NFC.
I don't think that's an overreaction. Eagles secondary looks sus. Eagles run defense looks sus. We'll see with Jalen Carter back, but I think outside of the Eagles, like there's not a ton of like this team's awesome in the NFC. So I
Right.
don't think that's an overreaction by any means.
Personally, to me, I think it is. I'm just not quite there. I'm still giving the crown to the defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, as the best team right now in the NFC. So I'd say that's an overreaction, but I obviously could see it since I ended up having them be the 1 seed anyways. Do you have another one?
Michael Penix will be the best quarterback out of that draft class.
Overreaction. Jaden, he's not going to be better than Jane Daniels.
Okay. You think he's
You
going to be
agree?
better than JJ? I thought about doing this question with JJ as well.
You should have said minus Jane Daniels, because then we have an interesting debate, I think.
Yeah, between Williams, McCarthy, Penix, and Nix.
And May.
And May.
Like that's a
not
lot
Williams,
of
not
that
Williams.
class is really freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caleb Williams in that class. That class is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bo Nix was the 6th QB drafted, bro. Like that's crazy to think about.
Literally. 6 QBs
All right, well,
in the top 12 picks.
Yeah, and they're all like shown something.
Literally.
Already. Yeah. JJ McCarthy. We're kind of talking about that class. I got one about him. JJ McCarthy is the QB to start a franchise with out of the NFC North quarterbacks. So Goff, McCarthy, Love, Caleb Williams.
Not an overreaction. After last night, not an overreaction. I don't have trust in Caleb. You can't be terrible pre-snap after a whole year and miss easy layup passes. After 1 year as a starter, I just don't think you can do both those things. Like that just was a big downturn for me on Caleb. And I just don't know what Jordan Love's potential is. I just don't think it's that high.
I have not an overreaction too, for exactly what you said. Obviously, Goff would be last on that list of the 4 to start a franchise with. Just, I don't know, the poise. I've seen one game out of Stewart, and I'm already saying that I would start a franchise with him over Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. It's just more because they haven't necessarily showed me anything that would solidify them as ahead of JJ. And we've made these points, obviously, on this podcast, on Al's radio show. KOC in the front office wanting to stick with JJ, that shows me a lot because we had other veteran options we could have gone to. KOC is kind of the quarterback whisperer across the NFL, right? So the fact that he wanted to stick with this young kid, like that just shows me that he has a ton of belief in JJ's potential.
Do you have another one, or I have one more kind of sad one, if you don't?
I have 2 more, so go.
Dallas Turner is a bust.
I'm going to say overreaction, but that one I'm more praying on.
All right. I think there's a little bit of homerism in that one because I haven't loved what I see, unfortunately.
That's why I said I'm praying about it.
Yeah.
It's not been good to start his career, that's for sure. My last 2, Spinny. The Dolphins are the worst team in the NFL.
Not an overreaction. I mean, like, obviously the Saints and the Browns have something to say about it, but they looked freaking awful.
I'd say it's pretty much a 3-way tie, so I don't think that's an overreaction at all either. Last one. I know this one is going to piss you off, but I have heard people say this on podcasts across the sports world.
Is this about Patrick Mahomes?
Pretty much. We are witnessing the fall off of the Chiefs. That was exact words I heard from a podcast that I listened to.
Everyone in the league.
You got so mad.
On January 31st of this year, January 31st of 2025, fresh off demolishing the Bills again, beating the Bills again in the playoffs, was like, all right, I'm done. We're not having this discussion anymore. The Chiefs are good. Patrick's the best quarterback in the league. Like, we're not having it. It's September 10th. That was 8 months ago. And now
I don't get it, bro.
Everybody's like, oh, is Mahomes even like the 3rd best quarterback in the league? Like, Allen's way better than Mahomes. Allen is not even why are we even talking about it? Allen's way better than Mahomes. It's just asinine. It's absolutely unbelievable.
It blows my mind too, man. It makes no sense. None at all.
He was 1 game away from a 3-peat. He's had 2 bad games. A 2-time MVP, 3-time champion has had 2 bad games, and we're just like, Allen's better. Marr's better. Frick, maybe even Joe Burrow's better.
I
It's
don't
like,
get
what
it.
are we talking about? I don't get it. I don't.
Joe Burrow. I don't get it either. It makes no sense. Those were exact words. The man we are witnessing the fall off in literally my jaw dropped. I couldn't even believe it. I would name drop him if I remembered who said it, but
It's crazy,
crazy
man.
spinning.
I can't believe it.
All right. Week 1 overreactions. Obviously, that's just fun to do, man. Everyone's freaking out, especially when it comes to fantasy football, too. Like, oh my God, do I got to trade this dude? Do I got to pick this guy up or whatever? Overreactions galore after week 1, always. So now to finish it off, episode 121, we're just going to rapid fire some week 2 picks here. Spinny, how does it feel knowing that you're entering this season coming off a massive L to me last year?
Do you have the stats on it?
I wish I kept it, but I don't. I remember I beat you by a decent amount.
I don't
But
remember
you
that.
did close the gap at the end. You
I
did
thought
close the
I
gap.
won, honestly, from what I remember.
No,
I
you
came
won
all the way
playoffs.
back.
I won.
I don't
You won
know, man.
playoffs. I won
I
regular
think you're
season.
just making shit up on me right now. I'm pretty sure I won
No, come
both.
on, man. No, I would never forget this because this was my first time ever winning the regular season. So I had to hold that against you. All right. We're starting week 2. This is where we'll start. We're going to keep track all season, Hardies and Hardos.
Week 2, Thursday night. We have the Commanders going to Lambeau Field. Packers favored by 3.5. Who you got?
Taking the Packers at home. That's pretty much the main separator for me in this game.
Packers as well for me. The Pats travel to Miami in September to take on the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 1.5. Who you got?
I'm taking the Patriots, even though I am worried because historically they play terrible in Miami early in the season. But I am taking the Patriots.
Going to be 90 degrees in Miami on Sunday. I'm taking the
Yes, it is.
Fins. Taking the Fins.
Okay. There we go. First difference.
Rams travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Rams minus 5.5. Who you got?
Taking the Rams, obviously, in this one. Also, any Survivor League people out there, I am considering the Rams. Maybe look into them for this week. I just don't. The Rams have a really good defense, extremely well coached. I just don't think rookie in his second ever game with the terrible coach that they have is going to be able to win this game, even at home.
I agree. I thought about it with the cross-country travel for the Rams, but
That's true, yeah.
Callahan's bad and McVay is very good, and Ward's a rookie, and they got Matt Stafford. So coach and quarterback, I got to go with the Rams. My Jags travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals minus 3.5. Who you got?
I had this as the Bengals dub entering the season. I have to stick with that because the Jags are now 1-0. I can't have the Jags go 2-0 and let Spinny's prediction even might come more true. So I got to take the Bengals at home. Hopefully their offense looks a little better. It was a little slow pace last week, even though I do understand the Browns' defense obviously really good.
Bengals start slow as always, and they're playing a better team and can't afford it. I'm going to take the Jags on the road over
God damn it.
Cincinnati. Game I don't even want to talk about, so I'm not going to go hard into biggest favorites of the week, Ravens over Browns. Ravens 11.5-point favorites at home.
You want the easiest Survivor League win, you just take the Ravens. If you want to save them, you look elsewhere. As you want to get through week, you take the Ravens. There's no way they lose this game.
Yeah, mostly agree. The Bills and Josh Allen travel to New York to take on the Jets. Buffalo minus 6.5 on the road. Who you got?
Taking the Bills for sure in this one.
Yes, agreed. The Niners travel to the Superdome, maybe former Superdome, to take on the Saints. Niners minus 2.5. Trap game? Question mark?
This is a trap game. It has trap game written all over it. If you're considering the Niners in Survivor League in this one, I would stay away, especially because Brock Purdy might not play. He didn't practice today. It actually looks like he's not going to play. That's kind of the direction it's heading. I'm still taking the Niners, though, Spinny. I really am.
faith in Mac Jones we have. I'm taking the Niners as
Mac
well.
Jones, baby.
Mac Jones. Dangerous. And the Giants travel to Dallas to take on the boys. Dallas minus 5.5. Who you got?
Definitely the Cowboys. If they're still starting Russell Wilson this week, man, I'm taking the Cowboys 100%.
Cowboys as well for me. Revenge game brewing. Ben Johnson and the Bears travel to Detroit to take on the
Wow.
Lions. Lions minus 6.5. Who you got?
That's a crazy spread. 6.5? Wow, I do not agree with that, Vegas. I would be smashing Bears plus 6.5. Would you give me that?
Absolutely not. I wanted it from
Okay.
you.
All right. I'm not giving you that. I'm taking the Lions at home, though. Bounce back game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions as well. I hate that line, though.
That line's crazy, yeah.
Seattle travels to the Steel City to take on Rodgers and Tomlin and the Steelers. Steelers minus 2.5. Who you got?
I got to go with the home team Steelers here. Their offense looked way better than I thought it would in week one. Pretty similar standings in terms of league for the defenses with the Jets and Seahawks, I think. So I think they could be able to move the ball pretty much the same way. And I do think the Steelers will improve their defense because obviously that was not a good showing for them at all. Their defense is very good. So I think Sam Darnold's going to have some issues here.
I want to pick Seattle, but this is too far.
Take it then. Come on. Come on. This is
I'm
how
gonna
you
take-
lose.
This is how I lose, huh? When I'm taking guys.
This is how you
should- Yeah, I mean that totally makes sense. But I am going to take the Steelers at home.
I knew it.
Oh, Knicks and the Broncos travel. They need to take on the Colts. Denver minus 1.5. Who you got?
I'm going Broncos on the road here. This game kind of has trap game written all over it too, though. Are you taking the Colts?
Yes, I'm absolutely taking the
Okay.
Colts. Absolutely taking the
Okay.
Colts. Bryce Bust Young and the Panthers travel to Arizona to take on my boy Gamler Murray and the Cards. Who you got?
This is another game I'm looking at in Survivor League as a potential. I did not like what I saw from the Panthers at all last week. I really like the Cardinals here at home in this spot.
This will probably be my Survivor pick for the week. Cards at home, so I'm going to go with that. The game of the week. Super Bowl rematch. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles travel to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Who you got?
We were talking about this, man, and questioning why the hell people still doubt him. This is time for him to show that he's still made like that. Pat Mahomes is going to win this game at home. Get some redemption from last year's Super Bowl.
Philly minus 1.5 in this game. Favored.
That doesn't surprise me, really.
I love getting the Chiefs plus 1.5. I think close game nation Chiefs are. I don't think there's any chance this is a blowout by any means, but we're gonna take the Chiefs at home. I almost pulled the the Philly head out, the Burrow head. Instead of Burrow head, it's Philly head. But I think the Chiefs get it done.
You don't want to do it. Come on, you don't want to do that.
Sunday night football battle of the second year picks. Michael Penix and the Falcons travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikes. Vikes minus 3.5. Who you got?
This guy right here will be at the game, so the Vikings are going to win 100%.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikes as well. Bake Show and the red hot number 1 seed future Bucks travel to
Two Monday night games
to take on the Texans. Who you got?
The downside of the Texans, I think, continues here. I'm taking the Bucks on the road, just too high-powered of an offense. I don't know if the Texans are going to be able to keep up, even though their defense is good, obviously.
Houston minus 2.5. I think I'm going to take Houston in this game. I like the defensive matchup against the Bucks. I'll probably be cheering for the Bucks, but I just have a feeling this is a road loss for them going in here. AFC West, the Chargers traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders in a 9 p.m. Monday Night Football game. Who you got?
I already know we're going to be different here. You had the Raiders in. I think, well, you had the Chargers in too, actually. So maybe we'll be the same. I have to pick the Chargers in this game because I have them in the playoffs over the Raiders.
Chargers minus 3.5 in this game is crazy to me.
Crazy, bro. You're not getting that. You're not getting plus 3.5, so
What?
don't even try.
Why not? That's the line.
No, that's ridiculous line.
I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Okay.
Even with the line. You give me +2? +2?
You want +2?
I do.
I'll give you +2.
Let's go. 2-point game wash for me. And also, I want to make this clear. I think going forward, washes, we're just not going to count the game. Doesn't count for you, doesn't count against you. I feel like that's
correct. I agree.
Fairest way to do it. Okay.
I agree.
That's week 2 picks, y'all. Good job.
Board,
Let's get it. My funnest segment of the week.
Spinny, before we get the Hardies and Hardos out of here and finish episode 21, I do have a Q&A, especially for you. This is a special one for you, okay? St. Olaf volleyball. Let's go. As we all know, Spinny is an assistant coach for the St. Olaf Olies, right? They're the Olies, right?
Olies, baby. Yes, sir.
Their season's been underway. They've played a number of games already. Last year, they were 19-10, 6-5 in the conference. Just kind of give us an update on the season so far. What's your outlook for the conference play? Any season thoughts going forward here?
Listen, this down here was mostly for the Vikes, but there was about 10% of it that I think applies to the squad as well.
Okay.
3-4 right now currently. Three of those losses were in 5 sets, and all of our 4 losses were to teams either in the top 25 or receiving votes. So every team we've lost to has been in the top 30 in the nation. So, and 3 of those matches in 5 sets. Basically only played 1 bad match against CMS. Every other match we've been competitive. Laverne,
you're right there.
Laverne, who we took to 5 sets, is now ranked number 5 in the country.
Holy
has the best outside in the country, my array. And we gave them every bit of what they could handle. So I like where we're sitting right now. We lost in 5 to the University of Dubuque last weekend, who is ranked 23rd. We play them again this weekend. So kind of get the revenge on them.
Let's go.
That'll be fun. We're playing at their tournament. Also play the University of Wisconsin River Falls in our first game on Friday. That will be
shit, Spinny.
That'll obviously be a fun one for me.
We get a live. There's a live stream for this.
There is a live stream for this.
Hardies and Hardos, we gotta watch this shit, man. This is Spinny's old school versus his current one, man. We gotta watch this.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You know, I love everybody over there, players, coaches, admin, everyone. So it'll be fun to get to compete against them in a game. I'm really looking forward to. So that'll be a good one. We'll be in Iowa this weekend playing Loras, Dubuque, Edgewood, and UWRF. I think if we can perform like we have been the last 2 weeks, there's a good chance we come out of this with 4 wins, and we're a lot more satisfied with where we are. MIAC preview. First thing I want to say is I'm not sleeping on anybody in the MIAC, and we got to work our ass off to beat anybody. But we have competed with nationally ranked teams that, in my opinion, are better than most teams in our conference. And we have shown what we can do against those teams. So I think we have a really good shot here. Right now, currently, St. Ben's and Gustavus receiving votes. So those are probably the top 2. I had mentioned on this pod before, but those two and us are the top 3 teams kind of going into this. So I think there's a good chance we are finishing in that top 3 and hopefully number 1 if we can perform together how we think we can. This last weekend, 2 of our top hitters were out. Our middle, who hit 520, and for those who don't know, that means that she got kills on 52% of her swings. She had 33 kills, 4 errors on 56 total swings in the first weekend. And then we were missing our starting right side as well. So both those players looking on track to be back this weekend and going forward. So I think we're in a good spot. Like, we got to, battle with the confidence thing, making sure we really believe in ourselves and making sure that we're not getting complacent with where we are and working hard to get that 1% better every day. And I think as long as we're doing that, we have a really good chance to be in the NCAA tournament, to be a very successful team this year.
That is a great answer. Great coaching answer, Spinny.
Go ahead.
You only play each conference opponent one time in volleyball, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so it makes it each match even more important then.
Conference matches very important, especially volleyball using NPI now, which is kind of a analytics metric for at-large bids to the tournament, which means that winning your conference is even more important with the uncertainty of how NPI is exactly working. Last year was the first year they used it, so we're all kind of trying to figure out the ins and outs and how to schedule and all that. Currently have the 4th strongest strength of schedule in the entire nation. We kind of packed our schedule like that so we could be ready for conference and going forward. Like I said, we have played 5 ranked or receiving votes teams so far, and we have 7 of those teams remaining on our schedule. So 12 ranked or receiving votes teams. That includes our 2 conference games, but lots of fun high-level volleyball ahead for us.
Last question. You can even ask your head coach this from me if you want.
All right, let's get it.
Why would you guys schedule the senior night game that you did? Because that looks like an L incoming for you guys.
I'm gonna
Hardies and Hardos. Just so you know, Hardies and Hardos, St. Olaf's senior night game is versus Bethany Lutheran College. So I just want to know why you thought you would schedule them for senior night. Because typically you want your seniors to go out with a dub. That looks like an L to me on the schedule. I don't know.
We do not overlook any team on our schedule, and Bethany will be a competitive match. It just fit the schedule on senior night. So we are going to get ready for them the same as we would any other team. Same scouts, same focus, same everything. And I think it'll be a fun, competitive match for our seniors.
I thought I could bait you into a different type of answer, but I love it. I love it.
Come on,
Lady Vikings, don't fail me, man. Come on.
Too much Bill and Mike Vrabel in my head right now. No bulletin board material for anyone. We got enough to work against, so we got to go out there. We got to do our jobs. We got to be competitive every single game this year, and that's what we want. And I think that'll prepare us the best for being successful in the conference tournament and hopefully the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep updating you Hardies and Hardos on Spinny season as we go forward. It's in full go, and like he said, all games are live streamed. Just go to St. Olaf volleyball schedule and click the little video link, and you can catch out any game that Spinny has.
Yeah,
appreciate you, Hardies and Hardos. Hope you have a good week too. What else you got to say, Spinny?
Hug your friends and family. Thanks for tuning in, and we love y'all.